All right, welcome to Align Trading. It has been a little bit since I posted a video on here. Still been active in the Discord and everything, but have had some busier stuff going on, which prevented me from doing the recaps. That being said, let's take a look at today's SPY analysis and go over the algorithms. So first thing that I explained here in the morning in the pre-market brief for Discord members was to be watching with this level just before the gap. If it was to be defended, you would see this bounce right here within this blue and yellow controlled selling that we have been in on this entire way up. You can see how this has been in control right here. And once again, you see that yellow and blue. I will show you on the 1 minute chart as well, but you can see we have a triple bottom at this level, and there is no continuation of this orange selling algorithm if we were to attack into this gap, even if it was a partial gap fill and you got something like this, that would have been fine as well. Could have seen a recovery, but we did not even get below this initial level in the morning, and instead fill this cup back to this level right here, and you see how that handle forms and this blue and yellow remains in control. So now here going over the 1 minute algorithms and microstructure, as I was talking about with the triple bottom in the morning, notice, right, you see that right here, we form that inverse cup, even add it on the microstructure. This handle does not finish through here, and then we close another inverse cup again, and still no follow through. While this is a controlled selling algorithm, you can see the blue right here, how that is forming, and there is that inverse head and shoulder. If you missed the bottom, right, plenty more opportunities on the way up here as this blue remains in control right here, and we continue with that white. Now, if you were trying to short this today, there really was no reason to. As I explained here, after this initial move up, you have to be seeing this head and shoulder forming. I am not interested in it until we actually get some sort of structure because, like I said, this gap level is important. And if we form something like that, okay, then we can live with that. But this is that blue and yellow controlled selling, and there's no reason to go against it when you have that forming and strong buying on the way up. You see how I explained, right? Look for that yellow and blue, and there's another inverse head and shoulder for this move to continue. Now, same thing right here. We see this pink algorithm, and if you are looking for this to taper, right, we do get some sort of head and shoulder right there. You see this inverse cup and handle, but this is just really not worth the short unless, again, right, we actually start forming this right here, this larger one, and we attack into that gap area. So we can see that we have this controlled selling right here starting to form, and I mentioned look for this cup and handle that has been built right here, right? You can see this handle right there for an entry, and then once again this same blue and yellow controlled selling gives a nice move up, and then this same algo, but we cannot get any continuation. Same thing, right? If you're looking for that continuation, it takes more time, but eventually you can see how it starts to build that once again, and you get this move higher. Now, at this point right here, I was done trading for the day, and I explained that we still have to continue watching this blue and yellow, which at the end of the day, we got this massive move up, and we will talk about in just a second. But if you were again looking for a short, you need to be seeing us back below this previous high, get that dip into it, but again, just cannot hold, and we do not form this head and shoulder. Now it's time to go over what to be watching into tomorrow, but just before that, I want to go over the daily chart and what is going on with the longer term trend here. So as we regained this 5 and 20-day moving average a few days ago, we have been in this uptrend right here. The 5-day is now trending up with this upper Bollinger, but we have reached the upper Bollinger, so be paying attention if we retest this 5-day in the coming days and then continue moving higher, which would also be nice to confirm that we hold these highs or whatever with that 5 day for more confluence, and then we can get some continuation. Or if there's a larger pullback, right, we turn the 5 day into resistance, but it's got to first start to form something like that. But here on the 30, in terms of the structure, this is what you will want to be watching into tomorrow. We are close to this 610 key area on SPY, which at the end of the day, you can see how we moved up for those contracts to get in the money or close to, right? There were some big numbers on those contracts if you were paying attention to that. But if we are going to see a pullback now, we need to see this head and shoulder starting to form as we talked about and turning this into a resistance. And then ultimately, the big level is going to be that gap. So if we start to close something like this, you could see a move down to that gap. Otherwise, this blue and yellow is in control, and we will continue to see this working as we move higher. Even if there's a range, pay attention, right? This is probably the likely range for tomorrow, somewhere in this area. Oh, just zooming out some more. If you go back and watch videos from, a week or two ago, we've been talking about this controlled selling algo that we had right here with the blue and yellow. When it was towards the bottom here at this bottom Bollinger, you can see how we are tapering right there, as well as have this defined range between the 5, 20, and bottom Bollinger. If you can kind of see what I am drawing here, but this is how the algo is working, and you see how we are able to grab that liquidity, regaining this 5 and 20, and that is why we get this move up within this buying algorithm right here. Now with this blue and yellow, I want you to pay attention as well, right? Notice this as it brings us on the way up right here. This is this blue and yellow continuing to work as we've been talking about, right? The entire way this has been in control. So if you've been shorting it, I want to know why. There has been no structure, even right here, right? Where's the structure? Where's the structure here again? Like we talked about with that gap, it needs to fill the gap, and then at the gap, right, we can start to form something like that. Or if we head down lower, look what is right there, that 5-day moving average retest that we talked about, a likely support. Also on the way up here, pay attention as we fill these cup levels. You see that handle, next level to fill. Once again, right, that handle. And then again, today, this is a key level, next target level right here. We have another one right here, and then the final level, all of which were reached, as you can see, and then blew through this close to 610 level. Now, something to watch here, as we talked about, if there is a reversal, you need to be seeing something like this. Watch as that 5-day coincides with that gap like we just talked about, and maybe we build some sort of larger support right there, showing that we do want to hold this area. Now, very well, we can continue from here as I talked about, but it would be good to see if we formed something larger like that. The last thing here, wrapping up, tomorrow in the morning we do have some news, so pay attention to this. But that is all for the video, so thank you everyone for watching, and I will see members in the morning.